plant-based health and wellness. My name is Lauren, and about 10 years ago, I hit the lowest point in my life. I did not have much health, happiness, or love for myself, and I changed that all around with a plant-based lifestyle. That is why I'm here today. I have a bachelor's degree in nutrition and 7 years of living a whole food plant-based lifestyle under my belt. If you are into plant-based healthy living videos, make sure you subscribe to my channel so you never miss an upload. Today, we're gonna be making a little something special for Easter. We are going to be making vegan, naturally sweetened, plant-based Cadbury Cream Eggs. So I don't know about you, but I used to love Cadbury Cream Eggs as a kid. I know a lot of people find them to be really sweet, sickeningly sweet. I used to love them. My mom, who is kind of like a chocoholic, even didn't like Cadbury Cream Eggs, but around Easter time, I would always ask for these things, and I just remember how crazy sweet they were and how much I loved them. So I actually first tried to veganize this recipe years and years ago. Back when I was doing a fashion and food blog, I think I first made this recipe with agave syrup, and I love them and they were super good, but I kind of revisited this recently because I wanted to completely make these eggs just with natural sugars. So instead of using agave, we are gonna be using dates to sweeten these eggs. You will be completely blown away by the finished result. It is crazy how good they are, and you're using a whole food plant source to sweeten these guys instead of a refined sugar. After I tasted the date sweetened versions, I knew that I had to do a YouTube video for you on these guys. They are pretty simple to make. There's a couple different steps, but they are so worth it and such a fun treat for Easter. Okay, so back to those Cadbury Cream Eggs. The nutrition info on Cadbury Cream Eggs are kind of crazy. You have a lot of different refined sugars, you have artificial preservatives and artificial food dyes, and you also have egg whites. So one Cadbury Cream Egg has about 20 grams of sugar, and that's different kinds of sugars. You're gonna find corn syrup in these, high fructose corn syrup, and white sugar, all of which are refined sources of sugar. These sugars are gonna be processed differently in our body than sugars coming from natural plant sources. You're going to experience more of a dip, a glycemic index dip, when you have a refined sugar versus a whole food plant source. So that's why whenever you kind of eat something with refined sugar, you might notice a sugar crash. That's because it is spiking your GI and you're coming down from that and feeling that crash. Whereas if you're eating sugar from a whole food plant source, you're getting the other nutrients in the plant source and fiber, you're not experiencing that crazy crash. So these kind of nutrient deficient sugars, that can lead to weight gain, which can lead to things like type 2 diabetes and elevated triglyceride levels and metabolic syndrome, all of which can be contributing risk factors for heart disease. So in today's video, we are going to be making over these Cadbury Cream Eggs and replacing the refined sugars with naturally sweetened sugar from dates. And we're also gonna be swapping out all of those artificial flavors for whole food ingredients. So we will be using naturally sweetened homemade dark chocolate for the shell of these eggs. So I know it can kind of seem daunting to make chocolate at home. I promise you it is easier than it sounds, but you can also get vegan chocolate to use for the shell of the egg. Just know that a lot of different chocolates are usually gonna have some sort of added cane sugar to the mix to sweeten the chocolate. I do like Hugh Kitchen's chocolate. They sweeten with coconut sugar. I'll link them below if you've never tried them. That's a great chocolate to get. Or you can make your own naturally sweetened dark chocolate, which is what I usually opt to do. It's so good and it's sweet with dates. If you're interested in kind of diving into making your own chocolate, I'm gonna link up the video on this here. It's pretty much just melting down cacao butter, adding cacao powder, adding some date syrup and a touch of salt, and you have your own homemade dark chocolate, but I will link that video too. And if you can't find date syrup to use either for the shell, for the chocolate, or for the inside, you can make your own date paste. I have a little blog post about how to make date paste yourself, so I'll link that below too. You could also swap for maple syrup. If you're in a bind and don't feel like making date paste and can't find date syrup, you can use maple syrup too. So even if you don't celebrate Easter, I still feel like you can celebrate Easter candy and try these eggs. All right guys, without further ado, let's make these vegan naturally-sweetened cream eggs.
So let's gather our ingredients. For the homemade chocolate, you will need 1 cup of cacao butter, a cup of cacao powder, half cup of date syrup, a teaspoon of vanilla extract, and a dash of salt. For the filling, you'll need a half cup of medjool dates, a half cup of cashew butter, a tablespoon of flaxseed, and another dash of salt. So we're gonna start by grabbing our food processor and processing the dates with cashew butter, flaxseed, and a little salt. And we are just gonna kind of process that until everything is really fully incorporated and those dates are chopped. Next up, we're gonna grab a baking sheet lined with parchment paper and start to form about 1 to 2 tablespoons of this cashew butter mix into egg shapes. When that is done, we can pop that into the freezer so they can firm up while we make our homemade dark chocolate. So we're gonna add the cacao butter to a small pot and then place that in a little bit of a bigger pot with a tablespoon of water, a little double broiler action, and then melt that over medium heat. Once everything's melted, we can put that into a mixing bowl and add in the cacao powder, the salt, vanilla extract, the date syrup. Then we can just kind of mix that really well until all ingredients are incorporated and we have our liquid dark chocolate. How good does this look? When all the ingredients are incorporated, we can grab those cashew butter eggs from the freezer and start to roll them in the dark chocolate. I like to use 2 forks to do this, just to kind of lightly coat the eggs in chocolate, and then the forks kind of work well to not really mess up the chocolate too much, and place that back onto the parchment lined baking sheet. Parchment is key because the chocolate won't stick. And pop that back in the freezer to firm up and you are done. These eggs are so good, they are so creamy, and they're so fun for Easter or really anytime. I hope you love them and I hope you enjoy. Happy Easter.
If you have any questions or comments about this video, please feel free to leave them below. If you want to see more plant-based health and wellness videos from me, make sure you like this video and subscribe to my channel so you never miss an upload. I appreciate you for stopping by and spending some time with me today, and I'll see you again soon. Bye!